When done under the rules of good sportsmanship, duck hunting is a culmination of art, skill, and scientific endeavor. It's also an act of love, for who loves the birds more than the duck hunter? That's from Bob Hinman, the Duck Hunter's Handbook in 1974. I was lucky enough to recently attend the Minnesota Duck Summit down in Nicollet, Minnesota. I was blessed to be there. It really reminded me how many people are out there and how many agencies are involved and how many people are really concerned. It was great to see all those people. I enjoyed meeting people and hearing tales from all over the state and sharing experiences. The dinner we had was a great opportunity at the Nicollet Sportsman's Club, which was a fantastic place. Great pork chop. I'll throw in a video of that right here. But we had a great host in Nicollet County. But the dinner was fantastic, getting to see all these hunters that came to this duck summit that wanted to get together and talk. It was, I think, 8 of us at a table, and we were all from different parts of the state, and we shared stories. And I thought, when I told everybody I live and hunt in Otter Tail County, I thought that was, they reacted like, "Oh my gosh, you're from Otter Tail?" Yeah, that's where I'm at right now, up near Pelican Rapids, Minnesota, out in my duck blind my friend and I built many years ago. But it was great to just talk with other people from different parts of the state and talk about their experiences. I took it for what it was worth. There was a lot of social media negativity. Part of the reason why I'm starting a YouTube channel right now is that I just think we've gotten really negative as hunters and conservationists and people that care about this sort of thing. It's just kind of something that just sparks hatred and political biases in people. But it was great to see, walking into the parking lot of Nicollet High School, and you drive by all these trucks that are obviously waterfowlers, and seeing a vast variety of political ideals on their bumper stickers. But we all came together and kind of put that aside, and that wasn't really a topic for 2 days. It was great. In that respect, we just that's the kind of attitude we have to have. We have to put aside our preconceived notions and put aside all that stuff and listen to each other for the common goal. And that's exactly what we did at the Minnesota Duck Summit. During the second day, there was, I heard some reports from the crew there that there was almost 300 people there, 280-ish people. The age demographic split out like this. The highest percentage was 60 to 75, 37%. 40 to 60 years old was second at 32%. And so basically from 40 and up was almost 70% of the attendees. 21 to 40, my demographic, I'm 37, was 18%. And then there was 11% that were actually over 75 and 2% that were under the age of 20. So most of the attendance to this thing were in that, I would say that 40 is pretty even, that 40 to 75 age range. Obviously something happening on a Friday and Saturday in the summer or in the spring. Most of the guides my age are probably busy with kids and work and everything else. So that's understandable that more retirement age guys can go to this sort of thing, but it also brings to light the fact that our conservationists, the ones that brought us up, are they're not all dying, but they're slowly getting out of that space. So guys like us, our age, and women, men and women, we both need to be concerned with that. And that's why I wanted to go to this, to see what I can do to keep that going. My key takeaways from the Duck Summit were ducks are declining. I mean, not only is it people talking and their experience, it's people, it's the data. The population censuses, the hunter surveys, all of that, not only just what you see on social media and stuff, all of that is it sounds like it's subjective, but it's real. It's really happening. The ducks are in decline, and it kind of seems like it's pretty much all species as well. Secondly, ducks are not staying as long as they used to in Minnesota when migrating. We're speaking of migrating birds. they're not staying as long, and they're moving faster. And that's what I've seen up here in Otter Tail County. I see the same amount of ducks, but they used to spend about 3 weeks and like stack up here, and we had great hunting for 2 or 3 weeks right at late October. And now it just seems like that one is in that one instant, and now it just seems like that full migration is just happening all at once. It's just two weeks, maybe a week, and they're gone. That's what I've been seeing here. And number 3, we're like just like the conservationists before us, we are keeping our head above water when it comes to habitat, but we're not winning the war. It's going to take a lot of money and a lot of dedicated people to keep waging that war of fighting to get acres enrolled in the conservation programs. Hopefully we have a stronger conservation title in the Farm Bill. All those things are going to help put habitat on the ground, and as well as you supporting those agencies like Delta Waterfowl, Pheasants Forever, and Ducks Unlimited. The biggest key in Minnesota, according to all the data and all the scientists we heard from, was the loss of small wetland habitat. Now, and recent and newer farming practices allow more drain tile, more small wetlands to be drained or filled, and that's causing water to move faster into ditches, causing higher turbidity, lots of things. And not only that, but those little acres of wetlands, those small wetlands like this one that are just 2 acres or compared to 10 acres, those 2-acre wetlands, smaller than 2 acres, are 3 times as productive when talking about nesting ducks than large wetland complexes are. So these wetlands, these small prairie potholes are vital, and we're losing them at the fastest rate compared to any other water feature. A big talker this year at the summit was changing the September seasons. I do feel personally that we should not have the early teal season. I do think that it's just too early. Most of the time it's like 80 degrees out anyways, and it's really hard to hunt. Blue-winged teal have the least rate of the lowest harvest rates of any bird that you can shoot in the country. And a big reason why is because they leave and migrate before most states allow them to. I understand the want to shoot teal and have a teal season, but I think those seasons are too early, and it gets local birds riled up, and it does cause a disturbance. We'll talk a lot more about that later. The one thing we didn't talk about that I'll highlight is, and as hunters we need to talk about this amongst ourselves, is climate change. It's happening, whether you like it or not, whether you believe in it or not. It's happening. For the last 2 years up here, I've been able to hunt till the last day of the season, which many years I haven't been able to. The last 2 years, we've had 6 or 7 days after the season closed before the water was even froze up. So climate is absolutely affecting birds. Birds aren't having to go as far south anymore. There's a big talk about how birds aren't making it all the way down to Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, Florida. They're short stopping, and that's probably due to the temperature. They don't have to fly as far south. So the climate is absolutely affecting that. Bigger storms have a bigger effect on waterfowl in the fall. Bigger storm events are happening more because of climate change. So do some research, understand it. Is there anything you or I can do about it? Small things, but in the grand scheme of things, we just need to be aware of it. It is happening. There's going to be a lot more to come on this. I'm going to do a whole nother video from the blind here later this spring, just about all of the science, the actual data. We're going to break that down and what it means. I'm going to have that in another video. All of the videos for the Minnesota Duck Summit are online, are on YouTube. You can just put in the search bar on YouTube, Minnesota Duck Summit 2026, and I think it's 6 or 8 videos, and every single minute of the Duck Summit, of all the presentations, is online. I highly recommend listening to the Delta Waterfowl presentation, and I highly recommend the Cohen Wildlife Lab about Tennessee mallards. Mallards aren't showing up in Tennessee anymore, and they think it's a lot to do with the fact that we're not raising enough, because they fly down to western Tennessee and winter there. So there is a definite concern Tennesseans have with the status of habitat and roosting birds and nesting birds in the state of Minnesota. I'd like to thank Scott Gulp. He was the moderator for the event. He's a retired waterfowl biologist. Seemed extremely knowledgeable, extremely willing to talk to anybody, and for taking that on and being that point person for the entire face of the Duck Summit. And if you watch the videos, you'll see him. He's the kind of the MC. Thank you so much, Scott. You did a great job. And I'd like to personally thank the Fergus Falls Fishing Game Club and the Nicollet County Sportsman's Club. Both of you did a ton of work. You should be really proud of yourselves. I was proud of you guys. It was a really great event. Had a lot of goodies, plenty of treats and coffee and to keep people going. And Nicollet County, hats off to you and your pork chop feed for letting me film you guys grilling the pork chops, and that whole night in your Sportsman's Club was top notch. So I hope I can join you guys again for that. And I'm going to be posting a lot more interviews from people from the Nicollet County Sportsman's Club. So that's my little summary of the Minnesota Duck Summit. And I'm going to go into my next video. I'm going to go into quite a few of the individual people that spoke.